The more you try to hold on, the more you lose. That's the part no one tells you. Because in life, when we're afraid of losing something, we hold on tighter and tighter and tighter. But somehow, the tighter we hold, the faster it slips away. Love is like that. When we feel someone changing, we hold on. When we feel distance, we hold on. When things start breaking, we don't step back. We panic, we chase, we ask, we cry, we try harder, we give more. But here's the truth. Most people don't want to hear. Some relationships don't break because you didn't try hard enough. They break because you try to hold them together with fear. And fear can't keep love alive. Only willingness can, from both sides. And the most painful moment come later, when everything is already broken and you realize what you were holding on to wasn't even love anymore. It was fear. Fear of being left. There was a woman like that. From the outside, her life looked fine. A husband, children, a home, no drama, no scandal, nothing obvious. But the truth is, only the people inside her home know what that home feels like. Some houses look peaceful, but inside, love has already faded. At first, the changes were small. He talked less, dinner felt quiet, his attention faded in ways you couldn't explain. He was still there, physically, but emotionally, he was already somewhere else. And women can feel that before word, before proof. They feel it in the air. At first, she tried to calm herself. He's just tired. It's just work. It's just a phase. But time passed, and the distance became impossible to ignore. He stopped asking about her day, stopped noticing small things, stopped looking at her the same way. He was in the same room, but felt far away. And that's when fear started. And fear makes people do something dangerous. It makes them hold on. She started asking questions. Where were you? Who were you with? Why didn't you reply? Why are you distant? Do you still love me? These questions sound normal, but when they come from fear, they don't feel like love. They feel like pressure, and pressure pushes people away. He got annoyed, said she was overthinking, said she was imagining things, said she was making everything heavy. And instead of calming her, that made it worse. So she tried another way. She checked his phone, watched his schedule, noticed every change, every silence, every detail. She started living in constant alert. Even she got tired of herself. But once doubt enters your heart, peace disappears. Every delay feels dangerous. Every silence feels like proof. Every unknown moment feeds your fear. She stopped living her own life. Her whole world became this, measuring the distance between her and someone who was already living. And here's the brutal truth. The more she tried to hold on, the further he went. He came home later. He spoke less, sat further away. The more she asked, the quieter he became. The more she tried, the more he pulled back. And she couldn't understand. She tried harder, loved more, gave more, sacrificed more. So why was he still living? Because something, once they change in someone's heart, cannot be pulled back by effort. Love is not something you can force. It's not something one person can carry alone. A relationship only works when both people still want it. But people in love don't accept that easily. So she kept trying. This time, through sacrifice, she gave up things she loved, soul, friends, lace, ignore herself, focus everything on him, on the family. She thought, if I become better, if I become softer, if I try more, he will come back. This is where people get lost. When they fear losing someone, they don't ask, does this person still want to stay? They ask, how can I change so they won't leave? But here's the truth. You can't save a relationship by losing yourself. And slowly, she became exhausted, tired of waiting, tired of guessing, tired of trying, tired of living in fear every day. Then one day, he said something that broke her completely. Stop holding me like this. You're suffocating me. That sentence destroyed her because everything she did was to save the relationship. But in his eyes, it became pressure, and that's when she saw it. For the first time, she wasn't loving anymore. She was fearing, and anything built on fear eventually collapses. The truth is, sometimes the pain is not that someone changed. The real pain is this. In trying not to lose them, you lose yourself, your peace, your confidence, your identity, the best parts of you. People think holding on means fighting for love, but real love doesn't need to be forced. It needs space, trust, calm. Once those are gone, holding on becomes control, and no one wants to stay where they feel controlled. That's when she looked inside herself and realized something painful. She wasn't holding on to him, she was holding on to her fear of being abandoned. And that fear didn't start with him. It came from deeper, old wounds, insecurity, the belief that she wasn't enough. And that's why people hold too tight. They're not just afraid of losing someone, they're afraid of losing themselves. That letting go means facing the truth, means accepting change, means accepting that love alone is not enough. And people are more afraid of truth than pain. So they stay in doubt, in anxiety, in silence, just to avoid saying, it's over. But reality doesn't change just because you avoid it. A relationship already breaking won't heal just because you pretend it's fine. A heart that's living won't stay just because you hold tighter. And that's why we lose things, because we try too hard to keep them. We lose them. We lose peace. We lose dignity. We lose ourselves. But here's the turning point. After everything, she understood something. The most important thing is not holding on to someone who wants to leave. It's holding on to yourself, your peace, your clarity, your worth. And when she stopped chasing, I stopped checking, stopped controlling. Everything became clear. If he wanted to stay, he would stay. If he didn't, nothing could force it. And that's when she learned letting go is not always losing. Sometimes it's the only way to stop suffering. Sometimes it's the first honest thing you can do. You give them freedom and you give yourself dignity. And for the first time, she could breathe again. She felt alive again. She heard her own voice again. Because what destroys people is not just losing love. It's this one person letting go while the other holds on in fear. And love cannot grow in fear. So now ask yourself, are you holding on with love or with anxiety? Because if it's love, there is calm, respect, space. But if it's fear, there is pressure, control, exhaustion. Some people lose relationships, but worse, they lose themselves trying to save them. So remember this, not everything that drifts away should be chased. Not everything broken can be fixed. Sometimes letting go is the beginning of healing. The more you try to hold on, the more you lose. And that's not negative, that's reality. Because when someone wants to leave, holding tighter only make it faster. When love turns into fear, it stops breathing. And when you hold on with anxiety, the first thing that breaks is your own heart. So maybe the smartest thing you can do is not trying to save everything, but asking, is this still real love? Am I just afraid to let go?